Good morning. It is currently pretty cold, but last night I committed myself to doing something and right now I'm out to honour it. It's just going to be a quick dip because yeah, it's cold and I don't have any warm clothes because it's still wet from yesterday. So it's going to be a cold day, I think. It's actually deceptively warm. This beach is actually only about a 500-meter walk from the RV park itself, which is super nice. It's actually called 1 Mile Beach because it's 1 mile No, it's called 1 Mile Beach because the area that I'm in at the moment is 1 mile. It's called 1 Mile. There's another beach a little bit further down the coast in Forster actually, which is also called 1 Mile Beach, and that one is because it's 1 mile. Well, no, that one's because it's 1 mile away from the original post office there. So yeah, 2 1 Mile beaches, about probably less than an hour away from each other, and neither of them because they're 1 mile. I wonder if there is an actual 1 Mile beach around here. Anyway, the plan now is it's probably about 9 o'clock. I don't have the time on me right now. I've got to be out by 10, but I want to shower and do all the other getting ready stuff before I head off. And then we've got probably another 2-hour drive ahead of us to another very nice beach. So, yeah. See you in a bit. Alright, all showered and shaved and ready for the day. And yeah, I've got to head off now. I didn't record the shower this time because I hadn't turned the sound off on the camera, and I was worried that if I turned it on it would be like and then the start recording sound and people would be like, oh, he's definitely filming OnlyFans in there or something. So anyway, yeah, shower was super nice. It was warm, it was the right height, it was like a normal water pressure. Incredible shower. Feeling warm now. Need to head off because I've got 15 minutes until checkout time, which is the latest I've ever left the campsite. It's 9:45. And yeah, we're headed off to Crowdy Bay. Should be super nice. Looks like a nice beach, lots of kangaroos, and hopefully the name is a misnomer and it's not actually Crowdy. Alright, yeah, we're off. We made it out in time, and from now until Crowdy Bay it's about a 2-hour drive, so I'd imagine it's going to be quite a scenic one because it's along the coast as well, and hopefully we're not on too many main roads. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, see you at Crowdy Bay, I guess. I just went across a roundabout and the sat-nav now said continue on Harrington Road for 151 kilometres. Look at the road. I mean, it's beautiful. 151 kilometres in a straight line. That is incredible. Well, it's definitely not going to be a straight line, but up the coast anyway. 151 kilometres, that's funny. That's rivaling the Golden Highway from the 4-hour drive the other day, and this is a 2-hour drive. Crazy work. You know those emergency phones that are on the sides of the motorways or in tunnels or whatever have to be checked incredibly regularly? Like, I don't know how regular, but it's like really regular, so someone has to go to them and check that the phone is working. I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, interesting. Alright, I just stopped off at a rest area, not because I'm tired or anything, but because I wanted to reset the sat-nav to go to somewhere slightly different, and also to get some snacks, which, ta-da! Yeah, so originally I set the sat-nav to go to a lighthouse in the area, but I'm realising now I actually don't have as much time as I thought that I would. So instead of going to the lighthouse, I'm going to go straight into the national park And then if I do end up wanting to go to the lighthouse, I can kind of do that afterwards later. But anyway, yeah, back on the road, I guess. We've only done maybe half an hour or something, so still plenty to go. While I've been driving so far, I've been entertaining myself with the radio and just listening in on all the roadworks that are going on, which is quite interesting. It's been super scenic, the road so far, super scenic. The colour palette's kind of changed. It's gone from like there's this deeper green now, like a misty deep green though, which is kind of, it looks really cool. There was the one back there where I drove past it, like down the hill, and there was a tree on the hill in front of me, and it just looked so beautiful, all the colours and everything. So I hope that looked good on the video. But otherwise, yeah, let's get back on the road. The lookout's a bit further this way, so I'm going to that, and then I'll head towards the beach. Just take a look at this view out of the side of the car, or out of the front of the car even. This is the Tasman Sea, and this is Crowdy Bay. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. So we're actually looking inland at the moment. I've kind of done a little loop. So yeah, mainland, the sea's out to the right. I guess worth all the chaos. Oh yeah, that's what we like. Yeah, good. I love roads like this. Yeah. Remember at 10 o'clock this morning when I said, oh, we've got about a 2-hour drive ahead of us? Well, it's 2 o'clock. You want to know how I managed that? Me too. I want to know how I managed to turn a 2-hour journey into a 4-hour journey. I mean, I know I took detours because there was just stuff that I wanted to see, but 2 hours of detours, that just sounds impossible. Would I have had a more fun day if I just come straight here and chilled at the beach? Probably, yeah. Would have been more enjoyable, but what can you do? To be fair, little side note, the entire drive here was just incredible. The scenery, like the trees, the bush, everything was incredible. I could have just had the footage from that entire drive and put that in a, I don't even know, 4-hour montage, because that was insane. Yeah, I did also add half an hour onto the journey by driving around this way to avoid the bumpy road, which I did mostly avoid, but I actually ended up having to go on it anyway. Ironically, I wanted to get to the campsite early today because I wanted to dry my clothes because they're still wet from yesterday, but who cares? Let's go see the beach. This beach is actually one of the beaches that you can drive on. So you can actually drive in just over there and drive and camp all along this coast, which, yeah, pretty beautiful. So you're probably wondering why I didn't do that. Or some of you are saying, oh, what, you scared? I am scared. I'm 100% scared of getting beached because everything I have is in that car. And if I get stuck, it's just too much of a hassle. I've never done beach driving before, and right now I do not plan to. So instead I am walking along the beach and enjoying the view because, yeah, all along here you're allowed to drive. There's all the cars tracks just along there. Definitely would be a spot and a half to camp at. Wake up to sunrise on the beach. Yeah, but no, not for me, not yet anyway. I'm just debating whether or not to go for a swim. We did already go in this morning, but it's just so tempting on a beach like this, so we'll see. Continue walking for a little bit longer, then maybe go for a dip. It's a braver man than me. Did you know that there's this competition called the World Memory Championship? And in one of the events they do, they have this robot say just a sequence of numbers like 1, 6, 2, 4, 8, 9. And they have to try and remember as many as they can in a row. Guess how many the record is? I'll let you have a try. I'll just say a sequence of numbers and see if you can remember them all. 5, 2, 8, 9, 4, 6, 9, 2, 1. Did you get them all? The record is 660 numbers, as in they remember 660 numbers in a row that a computer said. There's another event where they have 60 minutes to remember as many numbers as they can in a sequence. That I think they're just reading it. And the record is 4,620. That's not related to anything, that's just something I've been thinking about. I don't know whether taking the shells is actually bad for the beach, so I only took these two. This little shell here, and this rock. I figured that seeing as the cars are driving along the beach and actually most of the shells have been cracked by them, taking two can't be that bad. Now it is time to finally head to the campsite. The campsite that I plan to head to tonight is about 40 minutes away, and it's in the direction that I just came, which seems unideal. So I found another one which is a little bit closer and in the right direction. So that's where I'm going to be heading now. I'm going to try and get there as quick as possible, hang all the clothes up, and you can see me there. Oh yeah! Alright, we've arrived at the spot for tonight. It's less of a campsite and more of a car park outside of a pub that generously lets you stay overnight in exchange for your patronage. Which, I mean, if I have to. So yeah, for that reason I thought it was kind of, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. I have service as well. Hello?
Losing important information related to you. Please select your preferred language. Please press 1 for English and press 2 for Chinese.
It said this is a call from the immigration department. Anyway, what was I saying? Something about having to drink and not having a choice, I think. Oh yeah, but because it's a car park outside a pub, I thought it was probably inappropriate to hang up my clothes. So instead, I've put bungee cords between all the hangers inside of the car and hung the clothes up in between that, which isn't my best idea ever, but it's definitely not my worst, so that's progress. And yeah, all of that's hung up for now. I'll have to take that down later when I go to sleep. And also, we're learning harmonica tonight, boys, so that's fun. First harmonica song tonight. Why is it that the sun rises at like 6? I don't even know. Wait, hold on. Let me check what time the sun rises. 5:30. It rises at 5:30 and then sets also at 5:30, but AM to PM. Why does it do that? I'm not talking about why does the sun do that. Why would we set up our clock so that 5:30 in the morning is where light starts? Surely you would want the light to start at like 7 AM. That feels like a more reasonable time for the day to start. I feel like that's when most people's day start. I know I'm lazy, so my day starts later, but surely on average people's day starts at 7, and then that way it goes till 7. Most people are still up past 7 PM. In fact, almost all people are up past 7 PM. But by the time it gets to like 6, it's pitch black out, so I can't do anything. Why? I thought that the sunset time would be getting later at the moment, but it's actually getting earlier, and the clock's just changed, so it's going to be setting way earlier than 5:30, which is just nuts. Yeah, I never really clocked that. Because I'm not normally outside. Well, no, I mean I'm not normally in like areas where there's not lighting, you know. I'm just too posh. But yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I'm walking to a field at the moment to hopefully get a view of the sunset over the mountains. I mean, take a look at this view of where I'm walking. I don't think the camera does it justice, but it is just incredible. Yeah, see you in a sec. Isn't that a nice view of the sunset? I'm just sitting here watching it by the side of the road. I'm watching and enjoy and get serenaded by me trying to learn harmonica and the sounds of cars as they drive past. see those ducks in the field over there? I wonder if the camera can actually see that. I'm not too sure. If you can't, just imagine there's quite a large group of ducks actually. Maybe 15 or so of them. Look like mostly adults, so I imagine there's some babies. They're just waddling around and jumping for some reason. That's not the harmonica. That's my kazoo. I'm not very good at that either. Yeah, that one's much less pleasing. Anyway, time to head back to the car, I think. Maybe head to the pub as well. Definitely a cinematic spot, this place. Definitely beautiful. I don't even know what the mountainery is around here, what national park or what area it is, but it is beautiful no less. I wonder if that's copyrighted. I wonder if that was a good enough impression of it that it gets called out. Anyway, yeah, look, it's the big axe. Big axe, I guess that's what Kew is known for. The big axe. What is that in the tree? Is that something there, or am I just going insane? It looks like there's something there. I took 29 photos today, and there were a couple of contenders. I also left it way too late to record this, so it's now pretty dark outside. It actually looks brighter on the camera than it does with my eyes. I'm like squinting around to try and see where I'm going. Hopefully it doesn't look like that on the camera. Anyway, as I said, there are a couple of contenders. The photo of the beach gate kind of felt like a glimpse back into childhood. Going to the beach with your parents, with your family, as you walk down, the sand burning your feet. Then there was this unintentional photo of the road. There's just something about the unintentional photos that I love so much. I'm assuming this was unintentional. I have no recollection of actually trying to take it. And yet it seems so clean. The one of the sky was just plain blue, but this one, you actually get quite a clean shot of the road. Anyway, maybe I'm just waffling. There were two main competitors for today, and they were both of essentially the same thing. It's these two photos of the barn. I spent quite a while just looking between them, trying to figure out which one I prefer. The difference between the two essentially was either having the grass in or not. And they're both still beautiful, but in the end, the one with the grass just called me a little bit more. The photo itself of the sunset of a barn with the grass in front of it, it quite literally just looks like a simple farm life. And for no other reason than that, that's how this photo got its name. Number 9, a simple life. And honestly, a good life. It's a good photo and a nice story, but somehow I feel most confident putting this photo in 7th.